Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Silver Sun here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on Mob Psycho Season 2, Episode 5. Alright, so this episode starts off right where the last one did, with Mob pretty much being put into this abstract, messed up, almost realistic world that Mogami made for him, seeing how Mob would deal with the stress and all the troubles he'd face, and he didn't handle it pretty well. It seems it was said he was in there for like 6 months, but in all honesty, I feel like they rushed it. And I'm not really a manga reader. I haven't read the manga. I don't know what's to come next or anything like that. But even still, I felt like the whole like suffering and like the bullying aspect of this episode was pretty rushed in my opinion. There were some scenes that I wish could have been dragged out a bit longer or even added some more scenes. Like I remember earlier in the episode when Mob was getting bullied and stuff like that, and Ritu was walking by. I kind of wish they added a scene after that to where like they were at the dinner table and there's some tension between the two because of that event or something of the sort. And I also would have liked after the scene where she poured the milk on Mob's head. I would have liked it if I haven't read the manga, like I just said. I don't know, so I don't know if this actually happened in there or not. But I would have liked it if he had like ran out of the classroom embarrassed or something, and then having the cat come by and like lick it up and stuff like that, and having them establish a relationship. Because later on in the episode, he actually gives the cat milk and whatnot. And I mean, if anything, I feel like they touched on most of the main points of the whole suffering and everything like that, and the whole like struggle he was dealing with and whatnot. But I would have liked it if we had just had like a few more minutes of him just like you know delving deeper and deeper into that state of mind, into that different perspective that Mogami was trying to show him. I just feel like they should have fleshed it out a bit more. But what can you do? I mean, the season's about 13, 12 episodes or so. So it's not really gonna like they don't have much time to do any of that stuff. But I feel like the build up is what was lacking here. But the payoff was definitely there, and I'll get to that in a second. Pretty much, Mob's at his breaking point right now, and he's about to freaking annihilate the girl. I forgot her name. I think it was Asami, something like that. But pretty much, he's about to. Well, I don't think he was gonna hurt her, but he was pretty much just fed up with it until Dimple pretty much came in and literally knocked some sense into him. And I really did like his whole uplifting speech to Mob and whatnot. He's pretty much the MVP of this episode, helping Mob out through, what he was going through in that messed up world that he was in. But in any case, he snapped him out of it, and from there, Mob pretty much goes on to getting closer and closer to that 100% form that he always gets to by the end of the episodes. And my goodness, the animation, like storyboarding, everything about this was just amazing. The fight scene that ensued um, afterwards, by the end of the episode, was just spectacular. And I almost don't know how they could top it unless they do something really similar to what it showed in the intro with like all the different psychics fighting and stuff like that, like in the city and whatnot. That's the only thing I could see that could top this. And speaking of the trailer, I actually thought all this stuff, like all the fight scenes and everything like that, they were showing in this episode. I actually thought that was in, well, quote unquote real life. In the anime, I thought it was like some big monster or whatever was coming down and like attacking the city, and Mob had to save everybody. But that wasn't the case. It was pretty much just like all illusions and just like made up. But in any case, it was really epic, especially when Mob went 100%. I think it was 100% gratitude, from what I heard. So pretty much his eyes, like, it was pretty cool. He had like these like he finally grew irises, and he had like red irises and whatnot, and he just looked really badass in this episode. Especially near the end when he went into his mystery form, that was just crazy. All the fire and brimstone that was exploding from the city and everything, it was just wicked. But yeah, they had that badass fight scene go down, and afterwards he pretty much comes to. He's out of the girl's body. Pause. And pretty much from there, she comes to as well, and pretty much we didn't get any of this build up in the last episode or anything like that when she was being possessed by Mogami. To me it seemed like she was a pretty innocent girl and whatnot. So like it made all the more reason for Mob to save her and whatnot. But basically, from this episode, we figure out that she's not such a nice person. Like all that bullying and everything like that that she was doing to Mob, that's what she actually does on the daily in in the outside world, and she pretty much admitted that right here. And I don't know if it's me or what, but did anybody find the interaction between her and Mob kind of weird when she came to and he was like, "Oh, you really like that in real life?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." I don't like it's not bad, but it's not good. Like it was just surprising. Like I don't know if they had like a little extra bit of like free time or whatever, but they really accentuated that character acting right there. It was she was like kind of jumpy and jittery and stuff like that. Well, not jumpy, but like jittery and whatnot, and like almost all over the place. Her eyes were like darting back and forth and stuff like that. I mean, it was off-putting, but like kind of in a good way. It's just I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit unnecessary, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. She was pretty much tearing up at that point, apologizing over and over to Mob, and he was like, "Oh no, it's fine. People can change. I learned that now, and everything on the sword, and everything goes back to normal." And yeah, that was pretty much it for this little Mogami arc. And I thought it was good, not great. Like it really just boils down to the time they had for this arc, which wasn't really much. It was just the 2 episodes. I feel like if they had like an extra episode or at least a few like at least like 15 more minutes, this definitely could have been a lot better than it was. But for what we got, I really did enjoy it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode as a whole. So comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of the episode as well as my review. So until the next one, guys, Silver Sun is